Hello, hello. This is Kristina, digital marketing coach, and today is a new episode of KSM podcast, Growing Business Online with Kristina. And I'm super happy today to introduce my special guest speaker, Bojana Petkovic. Bojana is from Slovenia. Bojana, welcome to the KSM podcast.
Thank you.
Bojana, can you tell us a little bit about you? As I said, you're from Slovenia, and introduce yourself for our listeners who will listen to this podcast.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Bojana Petkovic and I come from Slovenia. And I met Kristina because of my language business. I have my own company, which is the language school, and also a translation agency. And I have another company which is editorial, where we publish bilingual books and board games for learning new languages. So everything is connected to languages, actually, in my business.
Yeah, that's nice, really. And as from my part, I'm English teacher and translator somehow, but I graduate economics, and so I do a lot in strategic marketing, and for the many years in the area of digital marketing. And so how I met you in some amazing place. I was substitute my friend from Malaysia, and on that networking event we connected. So I'm super happy, just to have such amazing guest speakers who share and from different industries and with different experience. And can you tell us a little bit about your background? Did you work in some kind of big corporation or in, like corporate job or somewhere or something? And what triggered you to start your own business?
Mm-hmm. So no, I didn't work for any corporate business yet, let's say, because you never know. But I started to teach in different language schools. So at the same time, I teach for 6 language schools: Spanish and Czech language. And then when I finished my studies, I got the job in primary school where I taught Spanish. In primary and secondary high school, I taught Spanish to my students. And after that, I decided to open my own business so the language school. And the name of this language school is Jezikovno Mesto, which means city of languages, because all the languages are welcome to be part of it. So we teach here 28 languages. This is a quite a big number. Of course, not all the time, all the languages, but it depends on the requirements of our clients. And we do also translations in more than 28 languages, so in different combinations. And I was inspired. I'm inspired by people who are polyglots or hyperglots and speak more than 3 languages. So I currently speak 6 languages fluently, but I learned 10 languages, and I can understand at least 10 languages. But I'm not fluent in 10 now, in 6. And myself, I also teach 3 languages, so Slovenian, Czech, and Spanish in my school, and for other subjects for other languages are other teachers and translations.
So congratulations! So yeah, and it's amazing, when you have you learn 10 languages and you're fluent in 6. Is that correct?
Yes.
I learned 6 languages, but I'm fluent in 3.
Mm-hmm.
My native Serbian, and speak English, French, and Italian. And I'm super passionate about languages, and this is how I start my global business, especially in digital marketing, because but just to to say someone hello, or in their language, but English is like a live language and we all speak English it's such a professional language. Is that correct? Because you're in Slovenia, I'm in Serbia, so we speak English, either that we can understand each other, but not too much. And as you said, you work in school. So this is not but in big corporation. And when did you start your agency? When did you open it and start
Yes,
as a translation?
It was 7 years ago, in October, 7 years ago, so 2016, when my contract ended up with schools. And I felt like that's the time I would like to dedicate myself to my business and to offer maybe also different approach than others. I think it's very important to use and create appropriate materials, because two things: to have good teachers and good content, and that's the story for the success, I believe. So you can learn faster because you're motivated, and because you have something to study from, and it's pleasant experience. So actually my life goal is to help people to communicate in different languages and between different cultures more efficiently.
Oh, that's nice, and yeah, and this is really amazing, especially if we talk about female or women entrepreneurs to start their own business journey. And did you to start your own business, did you dream about it sometime, to have your own business? Because this is about, in terms of KSM podcast, Growing Business Online is focused and dedicated to people who wanted to start business, who are in business, or who wanted to move in online space. And this is how to grow, and because of that, I always ask my guest speakers just to share it, because maybe your story is going to encourage other people or other graduate students to start their business in terms in translation or teaching or whatever maybe.
Mm-hmm. I have a very interesting story about when I was finishing my studies. I remember that in November, for instance, I sent to 12 different language schools my CV, asking them or offering myself to be a Spanish teacher or Czech teacher, and nobody even replied to me. Okay, thank you. I would not need it right now, but we will save your contact or something like that. And I was really disappointed at that point. So I thought, okay, it doesn't matter. I will start my own business, my own language school. At that time, this was a very naive idea. But anyway, it was the first idea that I had about it. And then 1 year after that, in September, October, I got so many answers from those schools and so many offers to start to be a teacher in their school for Spanish or Czech language. So that's how I gained the first experiences. And while working there, me and my friend Neja, we also complained between us just what could be also improved in those schools, and they didn't listen to us. So we were dreaming about, okay, no problem, we will have our own school. And then we had a meeting with my parents and we put some numbers on the paper, and we saw that this won't work like we expected, or it would be really, really hard because this was during the recession and no many opportunities were open back then. So Nisha and I, we were just working for other schools until the right moment came, and I felt that now is the time. Let's open the school and let's try to do something for myself. And now a school is growing and growing, and now I have a lot of colleagues and new colleagues also to help me with administration. So it's quite a challenge to have so big school with so many options.
Yeah, and that's you know, and I think that when you get back some information that someone read your emails when you apply for chat language and other, and I think that you felt in that time amazing, because you know you said it, but maybe it wasn't time, you know, maybe this energy didn't flow on a way how did you want
Yeah.
to be in that space. And yeah, and this finally and I like your story, because you know started and you get encouragement to move forward, which is so great, and your school is growing and growing, and that's really amazing, you know. And when you started now, and I know that do you work with companies now in terms of translation? Can you share with us, because you work, I think that you work in global level, I mean, just to have clients all around the world.
Yes, that's right. I joined also Language Power team, which is part of Business Network International organization. And there we are several schools and translation agencies, and we help each other to get new clients, and we also provide different combinations of languages. So this is another opportunity to work globally. For instance, I just got one translation to do from English to Slovak language from my colleague in this organization. So we did this translation and she got the client satisfied. So I think it's a win-win situation. It is good to be part of global power team.
Yes, and this is amazing. So, and I know that I met many people, many entrepreneurs online who are coming from BNI organization also, you know, Business Network International, and they are so supportive. And, you know, I know many of them all around the world, from Japan to Australia, New Zealand, here in Serbia, Slovenia, USA, you know, and it's lovely when we have chance to support each other and just to grow, and we grow together. I mean, you know, that way.
That's right. Yes. And it's everywhere, everything is like that, where it depends on on what you will dedicate your time, where is your focus. It's also to be part of those kind of organizations. It also takes time, money, effort, energy. But I think it's worth to be part of something like that, bigger than just be a translation agency in Slovenia.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I know from my experience and perspective that I need a lot of time, because in this area, what I do, I'm in this area 12 years now. It's 13 years, and I know how I mostly work in my nighttime. It's at the same time as in Slovenia and Serbia, and I know how sometimes. But when you do that, after that you feel good, because this is experience. This is your protein. You know, this is what we experience and live that. This is a process, I mean, and we just need to be very persistent. As I said in my Kotter's book, Global Women in Business, be persistent, be consistent, be successful. If we don't have consistency, we cannot, because we cannot do it like a magic stick and everything just over the night. I think that we cannot do it in that way. We need to be persistent and have patience with what we do and move forward. I mean.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. And as you said that you do work with companies, what kind of translation you do, for example, for websites or translate books? And by the way, I know you mentioned me that you have one friend who she wrote a book, and you're on a way to translate from Spanish to English or something like
Yes,
that.
that's right. So yes, we translate the books. For example, this lady who contacted me, she's also a BNI member, and we had one-on-one meeting, and we were discussing about some project in common. And then I proposed her, okay, I can translate it for you in English, so you can reach a wider market around the world. And she was very excited. She is very excited. So I will publish this soon, I think in October, because in November we are going to this global conference and there will be the presentation of this book. So we do books, with translation of books, documents, websites. We do also a lot of proofreading, and localizations. It's not only like literally translation is not appropriate. Some companies use like Google Translate or ChatGPT or something like that, but this could be also lead to some confusion. So it needs to be translated properly.
Yeah, I know that, and also for people knowing from my experience, what we do in our team for a web and graphic design, what we're in that area 12 years, as I said, but also it's so important for search engine optimization, SEO. This is part of what I do, like when people just need keywords on, just to have some good copywriting content or social media content, or translating some pages of website of companies, or and do you work with small business owners, for example, or some large corporation? Because is that some difference between them to work with them?
Both, because inquiries are very different, and translation is translation. So whoever needs some help with translation or language training, we provide that service.
And I wanted to invite you also, when you finish that translation, the book from your friend, just to be a guest speaker. And I also invite her to join, just to speak about this book. And I would love to host you, and just to share about the book, and how did you do that, or just to share when you start to promote it, as you mentioned, as you said, this year or to the end of the year. Maybe I didn't hear this.
Yes, this October we will publish it. Yeah,
that's nice.
Yes, we can talk about it. And
yeah, of course. Just by the way, just I wanted to invite you as well. So because I have many of my guest speakers who were 2 or 3 times my guest speakers, and it was lovely, because we change, and always have something to share, and always have something to improve and share to audience, and that's really nice. And when people, and in terms to, you mentioned global team, is that correct? When we met,
global power team, yes.
Superpower team. And can you share with us a little bit, how do you support? I just like maybe for some organization, maybe some from listeners who will listen to this podcast, maybe there are people who and translators or copywriters or proofreaders who wanted to join. Maybe they don't know about it. Just how is functioning that, like in terms to support each other globally. Maybe just this experience would be helpful for our listeners.
So everybody in Language Power Team is also a member of Business Networking International, DC organization, which connects entrepreneurs locally, first of all, and then also this organization is global, so we could be connected also with another entrepreneurs around the world, because BNI is it's in a lot of states, but then we created this language power team, which who joined here language trainers, language schools, and also voiceover and translation agencies, and everybody who is also member of BNI then can also join us. And we meet twice a month in our meetings, and there we present our business and what we offer, and what kind of help we need, and what kind of help we provide. And our other members are listening, and they think about how to help us, and what services could be needed from our side. And after this, we have also some one-on-one meetings with members to encourage the connections, you know, and so we became more friends, let's say, and we trust each other more. And of course, we have in our mind that services that others also provide. And when clients come to my office and they ask me for some language combinations that actually in Slovenia we can't provide, for instance, I know some Indian dialect into Spanish, for instance, I can contact my colleague, another member who can provide this combination. And that's one thing. And of course, my colleagues who has also some clients who wants to learn, for instance, Slovenian language or Czech language, then they contact me and I can provide for them the courses. Now it's everything more simple because we have online possibilities like on Zoom or other platforms, and this connection is very, very easy.
Yeah, and this is really amazing because, as you said, it's in any kind of organization and foundation, people are there to connect, to support each other, and to do synergy. I know that all of you are in the same area in translation or teaching or lecturing and other things, but also, as you said, in terms of Indian, like, you know, you have your colleague to invite and say, okay, I cannot do it here because of this and that, but you should do that. And it's really very useful to connect. And when you have such a big organization and team all around the world.
That's right, yes. And we also created in Language City in Economist a platform for self-learning or help for teachers, where where is a lot of content. And with these organizations, I also look for another schools who might use our platform for their students. So that's also a very good channel to get somewhere, you know, because it's easier if someone recommends you than if you just write cold emails or some Google ads or something like that.
Yeah, I know. And what they do, everything is organic. So we do as referral marketing or something like that. Yes, this is so good to connect with someone.
That's right.
Yeah. And yeah, of course. And do you do some kind of coaching with clients also? By the way, as you mentioned that you have a course and you have Yes Economesto platform when people can join, but also do you do some kind of coaching? Do you do like through your courses, or people can just buy and learn by themselves, or you can run them to the process in terms maybe just to teach them language, but also do you do some kind of coaching maybe for some translators, because using your experience to share with them and to educate them how to do it?
Actually, we have in our school, we have some courses how to teach. So for our new teachers, we teach them and we share ideas how to be a good teacher and how to use didactic materials. And with our clients, I think that this coach part is the most obvious when we have one-on-one sessions of language, because there is many opportunity to talk about personal things. And by the way, we are also practicing language, but you know, we need some topics from life, and that's how some topics came out. And teachers always just ask them new questions, and I believe that also students come to very interesting ideas after the course, also for their life, everyday life.
Oh, this is nice, you know. And you know, as you said, you can support them and also teach them how to do it. And yeah, and I know because we're like a big family, because I know from my perspective in clients, they need to nurture them just like to, and we're not going just some kind of to being professional part. We start to know much more about each other, help each other, sometimes help them in health issues or life private life issues, you know, because, and as you said, we get much more credibility and trustworthy between each other.
Mm-hmm.
And
also, we have very good topics to talk about when people open themselves and the language goes more fluently.
And I must say that if I my friend Grace didn't ask me to join and substitute her, I have never met you.
That's right.
Met you, sorry.
Yeah.
Because finally, you know, it's really nice to, especially when you are here in my such a one of the so closest country to me, because in my working career, in online space, I work much more on overseas countries. But it looks amazing and just to feel that energy from you to connect and see maybe how we can work together. And this is some kind of, and I'm super happy to host you today because and you have such a great story, very impactful for people who wanted to start business. And if you have some kind of message for, especially for women entrepreneurs, or I don't know, do you work mostly with women or men? Because there are such a, you know, I don't want to say that it's so popular to work, you know, women business owners and work with them, but there are many groups, you know, on social media when they just have communities, special with women entrepreneurs and online organization and offline. In support business, female entrepreneurs, how I can say women's entrepreneurs.
In Facebook, there are many groups, and I'm part of those Facebook groups where we can support each other, female. But I think to start your own business is quite a challenge, and I don't think it really matters if you are a woman or a man. What is the most important is to have this courage and to never stop believe in your ideas, because a lot of there will be a lot of limitations and a lot of maybe also bad feedback from your from colleagues or from the world that wait for you. But if you believe in your ideas and you just go on and go on, and you always find you are always looking for solutions, not for problems, then everything will be okay.
Yeah, that's really nice. And yeah, and you should, yeah, and this is such a good message. Just if you don't try, you have never know how it's going to be. But there are many people who just want to, and I was talking about how to make a decision to start your online business journey or something like that. And it just really, there are many people who are in stuck. And what we shared in this podcast, which is as I said, it is dedicated mostly to people who wanted to start online business and support them and grow. That if you cannot do alone, you just engage some mentor, coach, whoever may be, or some older colleague who is so experienced to help you to move you forward.
That's right. And also, what I learned on my way in this business part is that for the success, it needs time, and we have to be patient. And I thought that in 1 year everything will be so much easier, but it isn't. It takes me now 7 years now, and it's still difficult, but it is possible. So people more and more you have more and more connections, and people are more and more aware of what you do, and people are very interested when they see that you have also another clients, and that your business is going well, and they are also then encouraged to maybe to support you to participate, because at the first time it's when you need the most of the support, normally there are not a lot of people who will support you. So you need to go through this situation, and wait for better moments. Let's say.
Yeah,
It's,
no, but
it's worse.
it worked. And also, sorry if I because I know that we as a human being, we have to be on a very similar frequency and energetical level, because if you choose who you want to work, like in your life, because we cannot work with everyone, and we cannot expect to get clients. As you said, we need to wait, not just to wait, but to be very persistent in that way. I mean, and this is really true. And how listeners, this podcast is going to be on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Amazon, Spotify, Apple, Public Radio, Podchaser, on about 10 platforms. And I do that to deliver much more and more. But only video is going to be in my group, KSM Coaching, Business and Marketing. And how listeners can connect with you, because I will put all details about your website and your social media business pages, but also how listeners can connect with you and reach out to you, especially if they need some kind of translation, because your agency do, as you said, 29 languages. I mean, is it correct?
Yes, it's correct. Well, this is for me is if they can just send me an email, and then we can see how we can collaborate. So, Kristina, I will send you an email, and you can just paste it there.
And can you people connect with you on LinkedIn maybe, or on
Yes,
Facebook?
sure. Sure.
Messenger, on LinkedIn.
I have to admit that emails in my company are the most efficient, because there are so many channels that people want to connect, and sometimes we lose a track a little bit. So to be sure, it's the best thing is to write an email, but of course they can connect also by other channels.
Yeah, and can you tell us your name of your website, because people can go on your website and find that, and you have email there, I
Yes.
think.
For example, for language school, this is językonomisto.com, and there is a slash between, and the email is the same, but it's info@językono-misto.si.
Yeah, and I will share all those information. If I asked you many questions, and I think that you will be my guest speaker again whenever you want, and to share something as we mentioned about the book or and other things. Thank you so much for being my special guest speaker, and I'm super honored to have you today.
Thank you, Kristina. Nice to meet you, and I hope that it will be interesting also for other listeners. Thank you.
And you share such amazing story. Thank you so much, and have a nice day, and see you very soon. Bye for now.
Bye.